Most people will live and die in the same 50-mile radius they were born in. They'll eat the same food, see the same streets, talk to the same people, and one day, they'll wonder why their life feels like it never really started. In the U.S., over 40% of adults have never left the country.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts, it's
Millions haven't even seen the ocean, a mountain range, or a culture that challenges their comfort zone. What they don't realize is comfort is the silent killer of potential. Staying in the same environment your whole life isn't just boring. It rewires your mind to believe that the known is all there is. And that illusion, it's deadly. For instance, Noah came to the U.S. in 2004 during a war in his home country. Since then, he's never really seen the world. Not because he didn't want to, but because he couldn't. No passport, no money, just the same neighborhoods, same grind, same cycle, year after year. But every now and then, he'd catch stories from Uber drivers, men who had seen distant countries, tasted flavors he couldn't pronounce, described sunsets that didn't look like anything he'd ever known, and they all said the same thing: travel changes you. So Noah made a silent promise. Once he had the money, he wouldn't just survive anymore. He'd chase freedom, because deep down, he knew every new place you never visit is a version of yourself you'll never unlock. And by the time you realize that, it's already too late. Just like that, life's over, and all you ever knew was a corner of the world that never showed you who you could have been.
Alright, so there's a huge misconception that people think that you need to have a ton of money in order to travel. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not really the case. And as someone who's about to go travel, like tomorrow, I'm going to Puerto Rico for the first ever time in my 22 years of living. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't even that expensive. If you're someone that knows how to manage your money well and it's not going towards bullshit, then traveling is something that you can easily do at any given point in time, especially if you're from the US or a first world country. And this is something that had to be addressed immediately, because this is something, or a limiting belief, that a lot of people have as to why they don't go out there to see the world enough. Because it's like we come up with all these dumbass excuses as to why we don't go out and see the world and get stuck in our same old hometown for X amount of years, wondering what's out there when you can just go out and do it. And honestly, bro, it's not really about money, it's about priorities. Because once I say this is gonna like be a mind fuck to you, right? Most people actually spend more on fast food in a month than on a flight to, let's say, Mexico or Japan or just any other country. And when I say it to you that way, it really challenges your perspective and makes you see that people really just want to just stay in their comfort zones. And this video is half scripted, half not, so if I'm kind of going on a tangent, that's probably why. This video is not even going to be that long, to be honest. But the point I'm trying to make is that you don't ever grow by staying in the same place all the time. And this is what people would dub as like the comfort zone, or like the safety zone. Just the idea of stepping into the unknown is going to encourage more growth out of you. Like, you have no other choice but to grow from said situation or said scenario where you're in a different environment. Like, your environment is literally everything. But if you're always cooped up and stuck in the same old rundown hometown that really has nothing going on for itself, then you can't expect to change, because you're always going to remain the same. When you're always stuck in the same area for X amount of years, not only does it get boring and mundane, you don't see anything other than what you're used to. You don't adapt, you don't see new people, you don't see new environments, you don't see new cultures. Doesn't that sound boring to you? And the amount of stories I've heard from like Uber drivers that told me about their stories of traveling, they always tell me that they always come back with the level of vigor, of more presence, and more of an urge to want to go see more out there, or even move to other places. Some of them might just come back just because of nostalgia purposes, or they don't see any problems with where they live. They already got like their experiences of seeing a lot of the world, but they're like, okay, I like my home country a lot more. But they wouldn't have came to that conclusion had they not traveled. So it's like you're doing yourself a huge disservice by not putting yourself out there into uncomfortable scenarios where you're forced to grow. And that's the thing traveling requires of you to do, whether you want to or not. Like, once you actually decide to travel, you're going to be forced to grow. You're not going to be the same person as you were prior to when you went. And I'm already knowing like there's going to be excuses being made, especially in the comments, because people always try to say like, oh, I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, which I've already like dismantled. Or another popular thing is, I'll do it later. Like, bro, that's literally what everybody and their mom says until they're locked into a dead-end 9-to-5 in a life they didn't even want to begin with. Like, when you look at the stats, a lot of people are unsatisfied with their job and their lifestyle choices. And now you're asking me, how does this correlate? As someone who hasn't traveled before but has heard stories, countless numbers of people people have told me that because they've seen what was out there and seen that there was better, for cheaper, for less work that's required over here, they realized like they were wasting their lives just by staying in one area. And this just goes for the people who have seen different parts of the world where they want to go move, but they either got like one or two variables as to why they're staying. Probably like they got like a close family member that they want to watch, or just something miscellaneous like that, right? The truth is, you may never be more free than you are now, especially since you guys are, I would assume, fairly young like me. It would be in your best interest and ideal prerogative to see what's out there, because the thing is, if you don't experience the world while you can, you're gonna look back on your life and realize you lived a small life in a big world. You know what I'm saying? And the world is massive. And so telling yourself you're gonna do it later is the most dangerous lie that people constantly tell themselves. Do it, and the thing is, when you say I'm gonna do it later, that's more so like you saying it's not really a priority now. I don't really care for it, so I'm not gonna like put myself in a position where I have to have a deadline as to what I'm going to adhere to, because adhering to something is too uncomfortable. It feels too restrictive, and so it's like you're holding yourself accountable, and that's scary to you. And I'm not even telling you this to like force you to travel or anything. If you don't want to travel, you want to stay in your hometown for the rest of your life, that's your prerogative. But I'm talking to the people who actually want to see more out there and actually get better opportunities for themselves. And this is why I like talk about streamers and YouTubers and stuff. A lot of streamers and YouTubers go to different places like LA or Miami to get better opportunities and to network better. And had they stayed in their hometown, yes, they would have probably still been big, but it's like they're giving themselves a better opportunity by moving over to places where they're going to connect with like-minded individuals to improve on their content. And the last thing I want to mention is that this isn't just a thing that rich influencers do, right? This might seem like a weird example yet again, because I'm gonna use iShowSpeed as an example. Most of you guys know iShowSpeed travels constantly, and every time he does, it's not really in like a touristy type of manner. It's more so like a way of him showing other cultures and breaking down, for example, Chinese propaganda. For the most part, the US used to say China is controlling, robotic, people are unfree, restricted, and unfriendly. Bro, within Speed's stream, he deadass dismantled all that misconceptions that people would spread. And if you notice from the stream, most of them were wholesome. A good majority of them, the opposite of what's being described. But you would not know that if, one, he had not streamed it, or two, if you don't ever take a chance on yourself to actually go out there and see for yourself. Now, of course, there are dangerous parts of the world that you probably should stay away from, but for the most part, there are many places you can travel to that are good. And the thing is with Speed is that he's doing that at a young age. Granted, he does have the money and finances to travel whenever he does feel like it, but that's no excuse for you to not even go out and do it, because again, just like I said, most people spend more on fast food than they do on travel. As someone who's about to go travel tomorrow, I just wanted to drop this video for you guys because I'm honestly pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie, because I've always known this place since I've came to America. Yeah, the reality is you don't really need to be famous to do the same thing, to travel, to see the world, to experience other things. You just need curiosity and the balls to actually go and do something. But I know some of you guys with what I'm saying is gonna fly over your head, and you're probably gonna like do the same mundane, monotonous, sedentary lifestyle choices that you constantly make every day and waste your potential. Traveling is another form of self-improvement. It's not just like grind all day, work. Although you could still work on your travels. Like I'm literally gonna be working on this video while I'm on vacation. The fact of the matter is you need to go see other parts of the world. You only have one life, so take the risk on yourself and go see different parts of the world. But yeah, this video is fairly short. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But if you guys found value from this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, dream big, and take action. I'm gonna see you guys. Peace.